Oh, hey, what's up,
guys?
hey?
Hey, I'm Dan. This is Chad.
The Cleveland Elf in his house.
I don't know. Well, we're bringing you live from my attic. Well, by the time you get it, it won't be so live. But this is the Fantasy Staple.
The Fantasy Staple. We're here to talk about football picks, guys you should and shouldn't start. We're going to give you a good insight that'll get your lineup set for this weekend so you can win, conquer your fantasy league like we do.
But try not to listen to this guy so much. I mean, after all, he is 1 of 5 in the league.
That's only one league. I'm in first place in 3 other leagues, so don't listen.
All right. First, we're going to start off with your borderline must-starts. I mean, everybody, you have your problems with, who am I going to start this week? We're going to help you out with that.
My first one is Denarius Moore. This guy, since the injury, he's come back 100%. 5 catches for 70 yards on average the last couple weeks playing Jacksonville. Very weak defense. Should eat him alive. Red zone threat. Boom. Jacksonville does not know what's coming to him.
All right, my pick here, if you haven't heard of him, you better find him. Randall Cobb. He's playing at St. Louis. I mean, on turf, the kid's fast. I mean, just look up some of his highlights. He's got 11.9 yards per catch. 5 of his 29 catches this year are over 20 yards. And the boy's got some yardage after the catch as well, 166 yards.
He does lead Green Bay. That's right. My next pick, hate to do it, Cleveland, but we're weak against the run. I got Vic Ballard in a couple leagues. I'm starting him because he's going to get red zone looks. He's going to get carries inside the red zone. He's really not lived up to the hype this much. Fantasy owners are getting frustrated, but give him a shot this week. I'm sure he'll hit pay dirt at least one time.
This is the second time you've picked him, haven't you?
I was smoking crack last week. I don't know.
That's a little inappropriate. But my second one, Donnie Avery. Reggie Wayne, he is the top receiver. But, I mean, we're going back to this Cleveland game. Joe Hayden, really good DB. Hate to say it. I am a Steelers fan. But with, whatever. With Donnie Avery there, I mean, most likely he's going to line up in the slot. He's going to line up against Buster Screen. And that potentially could be a huge mismatch.
We did see what happened to Buster Screen in New York.
There you have it.
Another one we both like is Mike Williams. Last 2 weeks, if you haven't seen what's happened, you're not watching SportsCenter. The guy's had over 110 yards last 2 weeks. Huge threat. New Orleans cannot cover a blind man in a phone booth. I would definitely pick him up if he's available in your league. Start him now. And that's what the staple. Put a staple on it.
Next one, we agree on this one as well. Alex Green. Green Bay, they're going to get in the red zone. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers. He blew up last week. 6 touchdowns, 50 fantasy points. I mean, you don't get much better than that. He gets 22 carries again, getting in the red zone. He's bound to score a touchdown. I mean, whether it's on the ground or in the air, it's going to happen this week. Touchdowns.
Look at him for the swing pass, too. Green Bay loves using their backs that way. Cedric Benson, they was not really the back for that situation. I actually think Alex Green fits in better for what they want to do. Brandon Sane would have been ideal, but Alex Green, pick him up, start him. He'll get some points this week.
Definitely get some points there.
Sleepers. We're going to talk about some of the sleepers, dog.
My first pick. I mean, we're going to hit you with some tight ends here. Chazzy went off screen here. I mean, don't be too ashamed. I mean, this is a beer league. Come on. We got Scott Chandler coming at you. I mean, versus the Titans. They're usually resulting in touchdowns there. Tight ends versus the Titans. I mean, that's awkward. Anyways.
My next guy is Josh Gordon. I mean, Cleveland. We love this guy. This guy. Deep threats. Last 2 weeks. Huge deep threat when he can get open versus secondary. Big fantasy points last 2 weeks. Indianapolis has no DBs that can really match this guy's speed. He's going to get looks. He's going to get PPR leagues especially. This week he'll finally come through for at least 5-6 catches. I won't be surprised if he hits 120 yards. Long pay dirt touchdown. I mean, he's available in 75% of all leagues.
This kid's a rookie, too. Nobody knows about him.
Yeah, I mean, pick him up, man.
I mean, team's 1 of 5, but kid can still score some points.
In his house.
What do we got next, Chad?
Brandon Myers. Deep sleeper. This guy is only second behind Tony Gonzalez in yards per game for tight ends.
I read that, too.
Only 1 yard behind Gonzo. He's going to hit. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet, so nobody started.
He's due for it.
He's going to. I mean, Oakland, Carson Palmer is going to check down. They're playing Jacksonville this week. Jacksonville, horrible defense. Give them a look. 98% of all leagues he's available in.
It's being
So you can
generous
get
saying
him.
Jacksonville's horrible.
Yeah. Mount Union doesn't play in the NFL, so.
Yeah, you're right. All right, next, we got Dennis Pitta here. Flacco, he likes his tight ends when the D-ball's getting shut off. Against Houston, this is a big possibility. Depends on which version of the DBs show up. But just look for it this week. Dennis Pitta, if you're hurting for a tight end, it wouldn't hurt to pick him up.
6 teams are on a bye week, so you need a tight end. Most people do.
Choices are slim there at tight end. The production hasn't been there this year, but...
And also, Brian Cushing is out for Houston, so therefore, over the middle looks in the red zone. Dennis Pitta right there. They give him the look in the red zone. All he has to do is get 1 touchdown. That's 8 points. That's all you want in the tight end.
There you go.
The next one, this is our number 1, the Raiders defense against Jacksonville. Jacksonville, you got Pocket Hercules to worry about, but in all honesty, Blaine Gabbert, 138 yards a game. He's not going to do any damage on this defense. It's going to be a ground game. That's going to be a low-tempo game at home. Cross-country trip. You got to try Oakland. Oakland defense, I'm guessing, doesn't even give up 17 points this week, Dan.
I would have to agree with that. That Raiders D stepping it up, and like you said, Jacksonville's offense is just, it's bad.
It's pitiful.
That's not a segue, but it was nice. What's our next one here? We're going to go, you got to sit him.
Guys, to sit. Mine, I got him in a couple leagues. Cam Newton, 5 interceptions, 4 touchdowns. What are you waiting for? Honestly, you go pick up Christian Ponder right now and start him and get more production out of it. The rookie year, sophomore slump, I don't know what you want to call it, man. It's just, it's not there. The production. Slump. It's Dallas defense is not any field day, or it's not an easy giveaway for a quarterback this week either. So you definitely want to tread easy. If you got a backup like Luck, somebody available in your league, I would go that option.
There you go. Mine, Sean Green. I traded for him last week. He blew up. I didn't start him, but he's going up against New England this week. It's not a good matchup in my eyes.
Well, New England obviously is probably going to jump out in front of him early, so they're going to be Jets playing catch up. They're going to have to throw the ball. Sean Green does not fit in. And they're talking about Tebow playing running back, so why the hell would you start?
It doesn't make sense to me. But Tebow's a good player. There you go. He could be a sleeper. You don't know.
Yeah, if he was only eligible in the flex for a running back. But my other one is William Powell. A lot of people are jumping on he's kind of a sleeper for some people want to think he is, but I wouldn't touch any Arizona running back. I've tried both of them this year, but fact is they can't run at all. That line is just depleted.
Awful.
There's no value there. I would sit him.
It's equivalent to Pittsburgh's line at this point. It's just bad. You got your 4-string tackle guard.
That's just a lot.
You have a defensive end starting at guard. I don't know.
The last one that we both like, Mikel Ashore, Chicago. If you seriously are thinking about it, if you're in a deep league, that gets points per carry. There are leagues. I'm in a few of them. I'm in one league like that. But I would definitely not tread against Chicago if you're in a normal standard league. That's just, especially in Chicago, it's a Monday night game. Chicago, you saw what they did last Monday night, or 2 weeks ago against Dallas. That was just, that was like Penn State shower scene. I didn't mean that. All right, that
was inappropriate. Right. We're gonna lose.
All right, our last segment is we're doing the Chris Johnson fantasy tracker.
Well, you want to go with the Stone Cold Staples first? This is a special segment here.
Oh yeah, we do have a Stone Cold Staple.
Chad and I, 2 games per week. We're gonna pick them out with the spread. We'll tell you what we think, and then we'll move on to our Chris Johnson fantasy tracker, which is gonna be a great one. Stay tuned.
My personal picks. Got to rep Cleveland. 3.5 in Indy. I don't care. We always do well against Indy. That's 3.5 points. That's going to be a close game. That's going to be a 3-point game no matter what. So if you're getting 3.5, take Cleveland in the points. My other one is, Dallas and Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good game. Dallas is favored on the road. Or actually, it's Dallas and Carolina. Sorry. Dallas, Carolina. I like Dallas, even though they're favored by 2.5 points. Romo, you can't keep the guy down for long. He's one of the best regular season quarterbacks there is. Postseason aside, the guy gets it done. What you're seeing right now is not the real Romo. He's going to bounce back, and he's going to come strong this week. They'll cover that.
Romo does not get the respect he deserves. Regular
season-wise, that guy is a fantasy stud. If he's there in the 4th, 5th round, all day I'd take that guy.
There you go. My 2 picks. I'm going to start off Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. It's a pick 'em. Since he's bad, Pittsburgh's not playing very well. That's great, Chad.
No, I like Pittsburgh in this game too.
Yeah, we're gonna take. Well, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh. That's my pick this week. Also, New England. I'm taking New England minus 13 against the Jets. I just have no faith in the Jets personally. You got Sanchez and Tebow.
They're talking about starting Tebow at running back. So
I mean,
that just tells you the state of
what
the
are you going to do with
franchise,
that? Yeah, I'm going to take New England minus the 13. We'll see what happens. I think it's just going to be a massacre. And that is the end of Stone Cold Staples there.
Now the Chris Johnson Fantasy Tracker. My favorite segment, because I've had Chris Johnson as a keeper in our league. Took him with the second overall pick. The guy has led me to the 1-5 record in the league for that trophy, and it's haunted me to this day. But anyways, Buffalo this week. Dan, what do you think about Chris Johnson?
Personally, I'm looking at 60, maybe 70 yards. He'll get that score. It's Buffalo. I mean, they're going to.
You're saying Chris Johnson is going to score a touchdown? I better drink another beer.
Touchdown alert! Chris Johnson this week, 13 points.
I'm not seeing
You
that.
might want to start.
He
him.
did. I do know because I remember. It was 2000. The year he had 2,000 yards, he lit Buffalo up. He had over 100 yards receiving and over 200 yards rushing and 3 total touchdowns.
That's insane.
This is not the same Chris Johnson.
All right. Well,
I'm saying 9 points this week. Like 20 receiving, 70 on the ground, ugly 70 on the ground.
An ugly 70.
Nothing over 10 yards either.
All right.
He'll get the carries like he always does.
Agree to disagree here. I got 13 points. You got 9. In case anybody is wondering, the league in which Chad is 1-5, I am 5-1.
Hey, that's the only league I'm in first place in 3 other of my 6 leagues, but we try. That's
the other 6 don't involve this.
Before we go out though, I want to give a shout out to Pittsburgh, the best T-shirts in Cleveland. They hooked me up with this beautiful T-shirt, which Dan loves to look at. Great company. Check them out on Twitter at Pittsburgh.com. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook.
The Fantasy Staple on Facebook, on Twitter. We even got an Instagram.
We might even get a MySpace.
We're
if you guys are at
it.
Abe Lincoln Technology, check us out on the MySpace.
Abe Lincoln, that's some Ben Franklin.
Celine Dion has a MySpace, so don't hate.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
That's insane.
Exactly.
The Fantasy Staple. You heard it here. Check us out. Share it with your friends. That's what we're here for.
We appreciate the support. Love you, America. The elf is out.